Yes, yes, episode 2, the early years in Waterhouse. Well, we promised you in the last episode we tell you what this channel is about. Waterhouse Vibes is about telling a story, the Waterhouse story, because I guess let's use technology because now is the age of technology. I want to use technology to drive home my point. If you do a Google search right now, as I sit here and talk with you, you type in the word Waterhouse, Jamaica, crime. A Google search of Waterhouse, Jamaica, and crime. You will get 899,000 results. That is what you will get in return if you do a search. If you type in reggae, change crime to reggae, Waterhouse, Jamaica, and reggae, you get 413,000 results. Change reggae to music, Waterhouse, Jamaica music, you get 521,000 results. That's just internet. Okay? No doubt you'll find individuals named Waterhouse and what have you. That is obvious. But you will also find information about the music that comes out of Waterhouse, talent and what have you. But a drag pan Waterhouse as a community is this problem of crime and youth violence, and chaos and disorganization, and just a lot of finger pointing and what have you. And while that takes place, people suffer. Women live in fear. Refugee from all over the place take over the area, the community, abandoned houses and what have you. And like after 6 o'clock in Waterhouse, it's like it's rough, especially upon the women, them, and not to mention the kids who attend school have to get up and go to school. That is the present condition, and it troubles a lot of us because we can recall the early years, and when we talk about the early years, we are talking about Waterhouse when Waterhouse was a riverbed, so to speak. My family and I moved to Waterhouse in the mid-60s. Okay? When I reached there, they were just putting in the last prefab panel for the gully wall, and people were in the gully, building the gully and mixing, a lot of work happening down there. And that was the 60s. Before that, in the 50s, Waterhouse was really, you could call it a riverbed, because all the water flowing from St. Andrew come right down, pass through Waterhouse and end up in the sea. Go through Waterhouse, go through like Riverton City and go right down at the sea, Waterhouse. So it was logical to build Sandy Gully, which the government finished, in the 60s. That was a major development in the community, Waterhouse. Yeah, other developments. But before we get into the developments, I want to highlight some features of Waterhouse, that I can recall. I also talk with some brethren about the Waterhouse that they can recall. Talk with brethren like Tear Up, a well-known cricketer, well, I wouldn't say cricketer, sports personality, because he represented Waterhouse in both soccer and cricket. Captain in Balcom Drive Cricket Club at one point. But Tirop is a well-known brother and a well-loved brother in Waterhouse, General Waterhouse and Olympic Garden era. I talked with Tirop. Another bridge I talked with was Brother Muscles, Muscle from Conway Road. And he was a Brother Muscle, if anybody know him, you know that Muscle is a man which growing up, he was one of those brethren in the town, community, Waterhouse, Balcom Drive here, who dress in white. That is my brethren, But Waterhouse was a place in the 50s where people just learn and develop, especially in Balmaji Pen. That was the first area development. Then expand to Balcom Drive area and people start coming in and settle, and my parents were one of that wave that went into Waterhouse. So we all grew up there in Waterhouse. I can recall the number 8 bus. That bus would travel from Spanish Town Road, turn on the Park Road onto Olympic Way, then from Olympic Way down Bay Farm Road, turn on Plenwood Road, then turn on West Bay Farm Road. Okay? Sometimes some drivers them would be so where they just go up further up the road and turn and dally and come back to the terminus. Or the turn. So the terminus was in Waterhouse, and that bus we would travel, especially our parents to go market and them thing there, Get to about 6 o'clock in the morning time and go market, go get them food provision and come back up by 12 o'clock. So that was the start of Liberty in Waterhouse, right, in the mid 60s. In that same period you have brethren, another important personality in Waterhouse was Father Gooden. Father Gooden was a brethren who owned a bakery, a 2 mile. Rasta Elder who owned that bakery, and also another bakery, Olympic Way, where the bus would stop there and everybody would get off and just those who want hot bread, some nice hardwood bread Father Good used to produce. My parents used to stop there too, and I used to stop there, especially coming from school or go check my brethren then at Tower Hill and schoolmate, because we all attended school, and move about the community and this stuff. So in the 60s, when my parents reached Waterhouse was a settled community. When I say settled, I mean settled. We had schools like Balmaji, and then St. Patrick's School was something else because it's connected to the St. Patrick Church, and that church was started in 1958. 1958 that St. Patrick started operation in Waterhouse. Another important institution in Waterhouse was the Waterhouse area, because people from Tower Hill and Mall would assemble at this location. I'm talking about Green Grove Oval, where you had a club named Green Grove Cricket Club. That was the home ground, and we go there and watch a lot of cricket. Watch my, brethren play like Chappie Gill, and they said tear up also. So Waterhouse was lively. We had Waterhouse in a way that people loving and just, if it's not Green Grove Oval or that stretch out there, Olympic Way, we would go and entertainment and all of that stuff. Then we would move from there and into place like Balcom Drive. Balcom Drive was a popular spot during the 60s, the 70s. A lot of shops were there, grocery stores. One well-known grocery store shop is Miss Arnold. Miss Arnold at Balcom Drive. She's a lady who started the first private school in Waterhouse, started teaching children them. And she's well respected, highly respected in Waterhouse, especially Balcom Drive and that center, the center there. She's well respected. Okay. Another important institution, and I say institution because this location, this spot, West Bay Farm Road and Penwood Road corner, it's known as Big Road corner. That spot, a gentleman used to operate there. It is known as Cracker John, original spot, Cracker John Supermarket. That was a major location where people, my parents and others would go and get them grocery well stocked, and if it's not Arnold, it's not Cracker John. that's how the thing set up a certain way. We also had drive-in theatre. The drive-in theatre was another feature of life in Waterhouse because it is set up on the opposite side of the gully, right? Washington Boulevard, but the screen is such that you can stay over Waterhouse and see it right from a corner in a box spot. Penwood Road, top of Penwood, you could stand right there and watch the movie, and people used to watch it and you can't hear nothing but you just like the action, just the gunfight shows, you just love it. You stand there and watch every night. Cause nothing else, cause you're youth. So driving was another thing. No, to get to driving, that was another. There was then a gully, the gully bridge, that came later. That came in the 70s, But before that, to get across the gully, the side of the gully, you had some bridge. There was a rope. You have to take a rope, a boat ladder, and go down in the gully. You have to, and you go. They allow you to go down free, right? You say after the show finish and you're coming back over, you better pay come back up. Those brothers were something else, man. I'm telling you, as a youth, I watched the brethren operate inside that place. Want to see, all that used to run. The Boulevard driving theater and the bridges, I love if you go down free, but to come back over, you have to make sure you have money, or you have to take the long road. Go up Washington Boulevard, turn on Mullines Road and come down, cross over and come down, go back. So the driving theater was another thing, Another feature of life was, because Market Waterhouse, the riverbank and the riverbed area and the place followed out and river tandem nearby. Brethren used to go down a river tand, the King Piece down, and catch crab. Crab hunting. Crab hunting a time where you have to, every Thursday, you have to push some man and man, Ghana River Town, doing river, down them river bank there and go and look crab and come back up and sell crab, So that was another feature of life in the Waterhouse in the 60s. There's so much thing, and I want to really just little by little separate them out, because in terms of the change in Waterhouse, much of it has to do with, in my view, poor planning and management and organization. Waterhouse could and can and still can be a much better place. And we say that because there is a strong spirit of community in Waterhouse. Yeah, in that area, the people look out for each other. And this is nothing new. They look out for each other in that area, And this problem that we face, the disunity, because everybody know what we're talking about. All those of us from Waterhouse, we know what the problem is and we know the solution. The question is, what can we do? What can we do? I think that is the question, and probably we need to sit and reason. We hope that this channel will open up some opportunities for the young people. Okay, that's basically what we are about. Our community, Waterhouse, can be turned around. We can be turned around. I believe it, and many others believe it, and we know that. We do.